Mainland China and Taiwan haven't always gotten along. For many years, China has said Taiwan belongs to them, like a piece of a puzzle that broke off. Things got worse recently. China started showing off its military power around Taiwan, sending warships near the island. It was like a dragon showing its claws, and everyone was nervous. But this show of force hid a bigger problem inside China. China's economy, once super strong, started to weaken. Lots of things caused this. Other countries punished them, the world economy slowed down, and there were problems within China too. Regular people in China felt it, and they weren't happy. The real trouble started when China attacked Taiwan. China's army, which everyone thought was unbeatable, lost many soldiers. The sadness of the war, along with the money problems at home, made people really mad. They were so angry at the Chinese Communist Party, the group in charge, that they started protesting all over China. The CCP was in big trouble. The CCP, used to being in charge, had a new enemy, its own people. The CCP thought they could stop anyone who disagreed with them by controlling what people saw and heard and by using their police. But they were wrong. They didn't realize how angry the Chinese people really were. Everyone in China, from factory workers to college students, went out to protest. They wanted things to change, they wanted less corruption, and they wanted to make their own decisions. The protests, which started peacefully, became stronger and braver. The CCP tried to stop the protests by controlling the news, lying to people, and using force like they always did. But this time was different. People had experienced a little bit of freedom and they didn't want to lose it. Suddenly, some soldiers in the People's Liberation Army, who usually did whatever the CCP told them, refused to hurt the protesters. Many soldiers came from the same working-class families as the protesters and understood their problems. And when the soldiers put down their weapons and even joined the protests, the CCP was shocked. Something unbelievable was happening. The PLA, the CCP's biggest weapon, was breaking apart. The CCP had stayed in power for so long by scaring people. But now their power was gone. The world was amazed as the once powerful CCP fell apart. The leaders either ran away or faced the anger of the people they had hurt. The dragon, weakened by its own actions, had attacked itself. The CCP lost power quickly. Small protests turned into a huge uprising across the country. Because the army had switched sides, the people easily took over the last bits of the CCP's control. They took important government buildings, took control of the news, and tore down the CCP's symbols. Everyone felt the most happy and free in Tiananmen Square, the most important place in China. This was where the 1989 protests happened, which the CCP stopped violently. Now it was the center of a new, successful revolution. Millions of people went to the square feeling both surprised and very happy. The square was buzzing with excitement. People hugged strangers, cried happy tears, and the square was filled with laughter and singing. Many young people had never experienced real freedom before. They only knew life under the CCP, where everything they said and did was watched. Now they could finally say what they thought, follow their dreams, and make their own choices. The party in Tiananmen Square was more than just letting out frustration. It showed how strong the Chinese people were, how much they wanted freedom, and how they refused to be quiet anymore. The sad memory of 1989, which had stayed with China for a long time, was finally gone. The CCP losing power changed many things. Because no one was in charge, it affected nearby places, especially Hong Kong. Hong Kong used to be a great city, but the CCP had taken away its freedom. The CCP had promised Hong Kong some independence, but they broke that promise. With the CCP gone, Hong Kong had a chance to start over. Hong Kong had been angry at China for years, and now they declared their independence. The news spread quickly and everyone celebrated, just like in Tiananmen Square. Fireworks lit up the city as people celebrated their new freedom. The end of the CCP and Hong Kong's independence changed history. It showed that even the strongest governments can fall. People's desire for freedom and control over their own lives is very strong and can change the world. The world watched carefully as Asia began a new chapter, one with both good possibilities and some uncertainty.